It is Hearts standard. I'm Craig Cairns. That is Joel Sked. We've just watched Hearts 3, Motherwell 0. A wee bit of a meaningless game, but a decent performance in the end, I guess.
Yeah, it was another positive performance. Comfortable, thought. Sun was shining. Can't really complain about it other than the fact it was a bottom six fixture. But yeah, it was. In terms of where Hearts are at the moment, it's what you want to see, what you kind of wanted to see. Goals, positive play, and some positive performances.
Yeah, and there's still something there to work with within the squad. Let's go back to the start of the game and the team selection. Big surprise was that it wasn't Craig Gordon in goals, wasn't even Xander Clark that was in goals. He was on the bench, so we guess because he's recovering from an injury that it was Ryan Fulton that was given the nod, and didn't have a whole lot to do, but he did have, I'd say, a pretty decent debut. And one thing that stood out for me anyway was seems to be a decent kicker of the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, probably because Gordon, we know that's probably his weakest attribute. Clark's decent at it, but yeah, he was everything was solid with him. Kept in the park, which is a big thing. I was just looking up the stats because it took until trying to work out when he made his first save. I think it was we turned round to each other and you turned to me and was that his first save? And it must have been around the hour mark.
Yeah, something like that.
It seemed like it. So it was a strange debut because he was the first thing he had to do, kind of goalkeeper wise, was pick the ball at the back of the net, but that got ruled off. Offside because of the VAR, but before that he'd already set up an assist. His kick went straight to Shankland over Stephen O'Donnell's head. So it was an interesting debut, but probably the kind of perfect one for a goalkeeper come into that situation where he had a few saves, comfortable saves, assist, clean sheet. It was a good day for him.
We spoke to him after the game. Those quotes will be embargoed, but look out for them on Hearts Standard on Sunday evening, Monday morning. He was asked about his role as like the third choice goalkeeper, and there was some really interesting stuff in there. You mentioned Shankland. It was another good performance for him. This sort of moving back to centre forward and he scores goals, I think, has been a wee bit overblown in the media because he was playing through the middle quite a lot at the start of the season and wasn't scoring goals, but he has scored 4 goals in the last 2 games since Liam Fox restored him to the centre forward position and put 2 quick players either side of him. And we worked out that he's also scored more goals under Fox this season than he has under the other 2 managers combined.
Yeah, it's funny how things work, and Fox did say that afterwards. He thought that when he came in the second time, he wanted to put Shankland, because he's been playing as essentially a number 10 / midfielder in the diamond. Wanted to move him into a central role closer to the goal because he's a very good finisher. Well, the first goal, I don't like I'm just trying to think of the goals last week. So, for example, last week he gets a pass and he's between the goalposts and the edge of the box, turns and shoots. And the second goal is exactly where you want the ball for Shankland, when he's running across the defender, nicks it in from Vargas to assist. His first goal today, there's a wee bit of luck just before, not luck, but good fortune. But then you look at his second goal, Penrice, brilliant cross, and Shankland is so I think I've said this before, so underrated in there, in the box. Steers it perfectly, but it's a mixture of, as long as you get the service, if you get the service to him, there's definitely confidence back there, and yes, playing him through the middle and close to the goal. Then a combination of those 3 factors have probably contributed to it. And I know I feel like I come across as a Shankland fanboy. I think he's a really good player, and but I just rate him that highly, and I suppose we're going to come on to talk about his future.
Yeah, I mean,
i.e. sign him.
Well, it's funny because you go back 6 months or something and it was just a write-off. Everybody thought that he was just seeing out his contract until but now you start to look at what he's doing now and showing the quality that he's always had. He just came out, he fell out of form, and then you start to think, firstly, to repeat what I said the other day, you'd be hard pressed to find any Scottish manager that doesn't want to keep him, but you start to think, who are Hearts going to get out, go out and replace Shankland with?
It's sorry, I'm messing with watch. I wasn't just like, come on, finish speaking. No, it was I think, and I'm just generalising. Been probably too eager to like write him off. despite 2 seasons of evidence where he scored 20 plus goals, he is heading towards double figures this season despite his struggles.
Hearts top scorer now.
And I don't know why you'd be so eager to see someone who is one of the better options, or one of the best options Hearts could get, a 20 goal season striker, why you'd want to let him go. If you ask me, if it was a bad decision, I'd be trying to do my most to get him on, do my best to get him on a new contract. But if you asked me, I don't know, even 4 weeks ago, if you asked me do I think he would stay at Hearts, if he'd be at Hearts next season, I would say absolutely not. Now, I have a wee bit more confidence that he's going to be at Hearts next season. If again Derek McInnes comes in, Derek McInnes will want to keep him.
I'd say the same about McLean.
Same.
Robinson.
And I just think with the situation it is, I wouldn't be surprised if Lawrence Shankland continues to be a Hearts player.
We'll skip more towards the end of the game now. Not a huge amount to talk about because of the insignificance of the fixture, really, but Jan Danda had a good performance off the bench. Another one who had, for very different reasons and a very different way from Shankland, has had a difficult season. There's been flashes of what he can do here and there, not really being played in his position, but he was excellent when he came on.
Yeah, it was really bright, and again I think I asked Fox about what his message to Danda was when he came off, when he brought him on. I just think with the way that the way that Fox want to play it does probably benefit someone like Danda, where you're looking to be on the front foot and do stuff positive. We've seen it with so we skipped over them, but Vargas and Forrest, especially in the first half, they were really positive with what they tried to do. Okay, it didn't come off, but Hearts fans will like the fact that they're trying to do something. They'll go again and they'll try and do it again, rather than having a wide guy or a winger go, I'll get the ball here, and you know what, I'll just play a safe pass inside. Actually go and try and do something. Danda did that when he came on. Did really well for the goal with his cutting in and shooting. What I would say is the game situation probably helped him, where it was a lot more open, and it was kind of end of season, but it was, used this word a few times, it was positive, and it kind of just fed into the performance.
We will finish up by talking about Derek McInnes. It was trailed all afternoon on the BBC that they said that he wasn't going to answer questions about the Hearts job before the game, and he said that he would be willing to answer questions after the game, and quite predictably kind of straight batted them away, said there'd been no contact, he'd seen the speculation and committed to Kilmarnock. It was kind of what we expected to hear.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just getting the quotes up just now, and that's when I was looking at my phone. It's because a mate messaged me and said basically just club to club is a smart response, i.e. to McInnes's one of his quotes was, as far as he's aware, there's been no contact from club to club. So it's a hard one to take on further, because there's only so much that McInnes was going to say, and it would have been. I think everyone would have been surprised if he came out and goes, I'm there's entry from Hearts, I'm moving. So it's one of those where nothing's been decided. As I said on the video on Friday, the meeting was either last night or today. Again, I don't think anything's been concrete. I think we might not find out anything more on the managerial situation until middle to the end of the week, maybe before that. But I think it's a case of wait and see.
Any other business before we get out here, Joe?
Just trying to think of the game, or players that we've maybe not mentioned.
Forrester was quite interesting. He was like playing a sort of inverted right back role, and he was coming in to join Benny Beningame in the centre of the park, and it meant Grant and Devlin were able to push on a bit higher.
There was a moment very early on, he picked up, he was calling for the ball, and he looked like he was in a number 10 position. I thought his performance overall was again really solid, really solid, really positive. I will keep repeating myself with the positive. Halkett was excellent. I thought he was really physical. He was the Craig Halkett I like to watch. He was just physical, and even if he's not winning the ball, he's using his body and putting off the striker. And I suppose the last person to kind of talk about is just Liam Fox. I think Liam Fox, and it's something I'll probably write about for Monday, deserves a lot of credit, because both times he's came in as interim coach, I think there's been a positive reaction.
I think there's been cynicism from with the club. I think there's
Yes.
other supporters of other teams or people that don't follow Hearts would maybe look at it and think, well, you're maybe increasing your chances of going down by appointing Fox as an interim.
Yeah, people look at his County Beef spell, look at his Sunday night spell, but both times he came into the interim role, I think the performances have got better, and he's certainly this time around he just simplified things. Yes, Ross County and Motherwell, two teams who I were not impressed with at all. So you have to take that into account. But he set up Hearts in a way that gets the best out of the players, but also what the fans want to see. And I think he deserves a massive amount of credit for just noticing right, this works the best, and that has produced better than what's been before when Fox's when he's came in as interim head coach. And I do think it shows that people just assume that Fox is part of the problem with Critchley, but coaches don't have, and I think it's important that they don't sing off the same hymn sheet. They have to have their own views, and obviously they'll get input, but it's the manager's decision, so he'll naturally go with what he thinks. But it just shows you that within the coaching structure, there'll be different points of view.
On to the next game, just 2 games left in this season. St Johnstone at home midweek before
Rugby Park
trip to Kilmarnock next weekend to see off the season. Please check everything out at heartstandard.co.uk. There'll be reaction from this game going up. As I said, there's some interesting stuff from Ryan Fulton that will be going up on Sunday night. There'll be analysis from this game, updates on the head coach when we get it next week. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. We'll be back at some point at the start of next week, and we will see you all after Joe has added something at the end.
Just, it's important to notice, I think we forgot to overskip it with Shankland. It was a really fitting moment with Charlie Kelly, with the minutes applause. Everyone stopped, the players stopped, and then the Gorgie Ultras had a banner, and it was still the applause had just finished when Shankland got the ball.
The picture was still up and the banner was still up.
I thought it was a really, really nice moment.
A fitting moment, and we'll see you all soon.